Hello, Mono Halsman. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. How are you? How are you? Let's check the cam. Why is it off the side like that? That's super weird. What's going on? Whatever. No time. Hello, Mono Halsman. Hello, Meek Quip. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we are on Hutan Pantai. We are back on our Can You Survive 25 series. We're going to continue on. We are in November of our second year. And you know, when I first logged into this save, the sun wasn't up yet, but it's going to be up in a second. It's going to be blinding if I don't walk behind the house. But we're just going to continue on, continuing on. We got a lot of stuff to do. And we got 2 hours to do it, so let's get a move on. Welcome in. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for joining. Wheel is working. I wonder if the wheel camera is working. Let's check and see if the wheel cam's working. Wheel cam. Nope, wheel cam is not working. The button's not working. Oh well. It's not showing anything. So we're gonna turn off. We don't need it. We're just chilling. We're hanging out. We're gonna do some farming. Do my not favorite thing in the world, which is to harvest sugar beets. It's definitely not my favorite thing in the world. It's funny, on every playthrough I do, I find a way somehow to not use base game equipment. Every time. The dodgy lid Giants put on the tunnel of this map? I don't know, they did a lot of dodgy stuff on this map. That's for sure. Let's turn it on. Turn it on, lower down. Get a move on. We're gonna have to come by with some equipment to take care of this in a little bit. Might have to zoom out. Okay, we're not actually harvesting sugar beets, which does not help me very much. What is going on? Why is it not working? This is a sugar beet harvester. There's no errors, no nothing. It's just like, no, we're not going to do sugar beets today. What the hell? I mean, I've checked it for everything else. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Mick. I totally forgot that I have to take the tops off. Not with this. This is just the thing to pick it up. For everything else, it works for everything. Okay. So we're gonna have to lease the D-topper. Is that what it's called? Let's look at brands. I've never looked at brands before. Amity. Wow. This thing is freaking gigantor, huh? Oh, we can change tires, because that's really important. Okay. Lease. Oh my god, $5 grand. Alright, I better make my money back. And I don't feel like switching tractors, so I'm just gonna tab it to my next tractor. This thing needs to be changed over to a trailer. I changed it over to a flatbed to try to fix, whoops, to try to fix a pallet problem. I'm gonna knock that sign over every single time. Customize. We're just gonna go with that just because we don't want to deal with it. I don't feel like playing Trucking Simulator today. My camera's not working very well. I mean, the in-game camera, not my like actual camera. My actual camera's working pretty well. It could do for zooming in a little bit. Right there. No, that's 2.7. There we go. And turn on truck. Let's go in cab. I never flipped a truck in cab. That was great. Yes, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who introduced the word redonkulous into this game. And I have multiple mods. I have actually one mod that's live it's on Mod Hub for FS22, and it's coming out soon for FS25. That actually adds the word redonkulous into the game. And it adds a configuration. And so you've seen it where like trailers have different configurations and stuff like that, right? Well, I have my own configurations, and some people just, you know, people use they use the word unreal a lot. And in all honesty, anything that isn't the way it was designed in real life is unreal. Like the word unreal to like every configuration you can think of just doesn't make sense, right? It's kind of a blah statement, right? It's just, okay, yeah, whatever. So unreal to me is like, yeah, whatever. So I like to use actual words. So a lot of times I'll have like a double configuration, which is just what it sounds like, double. It's twice as much capacity or speed or whatever as usual. Double is a pretty common one that I use a lot. And then insane is another one I use a lot, and usually I do things like by math. I don't just set like, oh hey, I want my capacity to be 1 billion liters. No, everything I do is based on math. That way I can code it so that it happens automatically. So double is 2 times the regular one. Sometimes I'll use insane, which is usually 5 times the regular one. So whatever the regular capacity is, times 5. Keep it simple. Nice and simple. And this is going to be incredibly hard to drive. I know it. Because the defoliator thing has wheels that turn. This defoliator trailer, whatever, has wheels that turn. And I also have 4-wheel steering, so it's just going to be a mess. So you guys are going to have to put up with that mess. I'm very sorry. Yeah. I could actually... little dualies, I thought about adding little dualies to that truck, and it is my own custom version of that truck, so I could totally add little dualies. I think it would look funny. It does have dualies on the back, and that is one thing that I added, which was the dualies on the back, and I'm actually pretty proud of that, that setup. This needs to move up. I am pretty proud of the dualies on the back setup. Because I had to customize them and move them around and position them just right so it would show up right. But yeah, I did the dualies on the back. But that truck is actually the only truck I've ever seen with that truck, which feels very much like a Hutan Pantai kind of truck, with off-road tires. No one else wants to put off-road tires on the thing. And to me, like, if you're making a farm truck, you're not going to put street tires on a farm truck. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, street tires on a farm truck just... I don't see the use case. Right? Because you're on a farm. You want to be able to drive in fields or along fields or on dirt roads. So what purpose does street tires serve? None that I can tell. But what do I know? I'm not a farmer. I'm just a guy who plays a farmer on TV. Or on YouTube. Alright, and because I'm obsessed with getting every little last bit of stuff. Oh yeah, totally. One of my favorite, Nick, one of my favorite vehicles of all time is one that has it come back yet? I think Giants released a new one, which is the Linder Unitrack. And that one is one of those vehicles that has like swappable backs on the back end. That's my favorite base game one, which is the Linder Unitrack. Swappable backs, and it has those cute little dualies, as you said, like the cool little dually. They're very little dually tires on the front and back. And because that does make it very stable, and it does have the forage wagon back end and all kind of stuff. But one of my favorite all-time like swappable back vehicles is actually the Unimog. And the Unimog, I think it was the U400 is the one that I've used that has the best set of swappable backs. And there's been many other ones that have followed, but I've extensively used that Unimog in multiple playthroughs, multiple series here in Farm Sim. And I'm planning to use it on my next series, which is going to be on, or my next live stream series, which is going to be on Paligny. And I'm really looking forward to it because I love that little Unimog. And I'm a big fan of Unimogs too. If I could trade in my truck for a Unimog, I would do it in a heartbeat. But alas, they're just not really sold in the US. Yo, Gold Gaming, Psycho Kid, welcome in, folks. Thanks for being here. We are doing some Sugar Beets. And I almost forgot that I needed to top them first, but Nick reminded me. I think it's because every other sugar beet harvester I've ever used, it's a modded one. I've never actually gone through the process of topping them first. I just use them. I don't care that much. So, oh well, it is what it is. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hey, Brady. So what did everyone think about today's hot news. And maybe it's actually good that I do my stream on Tuesdays, because there seems to be frequent hot news, right? Like the exciting news of the day seems to happen frequently on... Whoops, I'm diverging because I was messing with my camera. On Tuesdays for some reason. Giants seems to like to announce what they think is hot news. I don't really think so. On Tuesdays. And so frequently I got to talk about it in my streams, which is great. Oh yeah, our army trucks, totally. Unimogs are just, I think they're just fantastic equipment. I would love to own a Unimog. I would love to, like, if I ever got the opportunity to, I would totally spend a couple years traveling around the world in a Unimog camper. Totally. I would love to do that. But alas, real life has to happen, so. So what does everyone think about the DLC? Nick, you think, or Mick, you think it's boring? I think it's, personally, I think it's a cop-out. Hear me out. The DLC says, oh my gosh, Ford is coming. Ford is coming. And like they're pushing the Ford name. But really what's happening is Versatile is coming. Right? And they're just going to rebadge some Versatile tractors. Not all of them, only some of them, to be fair. They're going to rebadge some Versatile tractors Ford Blue. And they're already New Holland and Versatile. And I know that back in the days that New Holland they were all the same, but whatever. Like, I want to see, like, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to include Ford. But then they don't include the Fords that everyone wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want the 8340. People want the 6610. People want the 5000 series Fords. We want the Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3s, right? Or the Gen 4s, or the Super Steers. Right? We want all of those smaller tractors. Maybe we want some of the really small tractors, like the Ford Country, or the 300 or 400, 500 series Fords. Like, we want all of those older Fords. But all we're getting are these big, honking, massive machines that, I mean, don't get me wrong, they look nice, I guess, but they don't look like Fords. They look like Versatiles. Like, I want, like, George's Ford from the Farmhand. That's what I want. I don't want yet another articulated, massive tractor that I'm not going to use. Because, I mean, if this game supported 4X or 16X maps in the base game, then sure, I would probably be a lot more apt to be excited about a Ford. Or about big, huge, monster tractors. If you support, like, it doesn't make sense to put all your eggs into big, huge, massive tractors unless you're going to support big, huge, massive farms. Right? It's like, okay, we're going to give you 1/4 X maps, 1 square kilometer maps, but we're also going to give you, like, massive machinery that just, like, doesn't even make sense to use on those fields. Like the Nexat. Like, the Nexat's cool, don't get me wrong. I like the Nexat. But the Nexat is really intended for really, 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 really big farms. Like, massive fields. Right? Precision farming and tram lines and all that kind of yada yada is intended for massive fields. To me, I could be wrong, but, like, if you're going to have a little teeny tiny dinky, 2-acre field, you're not going to want tram lines going down your field, because the percentage of your crop that you're losing with the tram lines is not worth the tram lines, right? So I don't understand why they're pushing this kind of stuff when it doesn't make sense due to the size of the maps or farms, right? Whatever. But anyways, I will play with it. I will be excited that there'll be Fords. And in all honesty, when that pack comes out, I will probably be one of the people who sets up a Ford-based farm on some American map. And I'll be able to download all of the other Fords from non-Mod Hub and do a Ford playthrough, which I've done before. And I love doing Ford playthroughs because there's so many really cool, smaller Ford machines. Not, you know, city killers. That's just me. That's the way I like to play. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But that's how I like to play. It is what it is. Well, welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I am looking forward to the Ford pack. All I did was look at the blog post. I didn't even look at anyone else's video. For some reason, people like doing videos where they're just reading the blog post, which is... I'm not sure I understand the value in that kind of video. But there's a lot of equipment coming, supposedly. It looks like some of it's, you know, mid-80s older equipment. Some bigger equipment. In all honesty, actually, the Ford they used for the thumbnail, and somebody could help me, correct me if I'm wrong, the Ford they used on the thumbnail for the blog post, it really looked like a Versatile, but it also gave me that kind of feeling of a Big Bud. Am I right in thinking that that's like the same machine, or like the Big Bud is based off of the Versatile look and feel or something? Like, I really don't know. I don't know anything about it, but it looked to me like a blue Big Bud. Right? And I'm not sure if that was intentional or that's what they meant to show, but it really did look like a Big Bud, which is fine. And we already have 2 or 3 Big Buds from Mod Hub on here, which I'm going to be using in my other playthrough, in my modded only playthrough. We'll be using Big Buds and the Nexat in that playthrough because we're going to be on Frontier and big, huge open fields. So big machinery is warranted on that map. But I think all I can think of with this DLC announcement is we are just one more DLC closer to finally finding out what this new map is that they're giving us. That's all I can think about. We're one more announcement closer to finding out what the map's going to be. Because that's all I care about. Just the map. Let's check the other camera. Does this camera work? Oh, there it is. Is this camera working? Hello? It's sort of working. It's not showing up here. Oh well. The other camera's not working. It's okay, this one's center is better. How's everyone doing? How's everyone going? I actually, for the first time in weeks, I actually browsed through Mod Hub today. Just curious, you know, what mods are out there, what mods have been created by the wonderful community and getting onto Mod Hub. Unfortunately, I've been just... When the first game came out, I was gung-ho about modding, making my own mods, and I was gung-ho about, you know, checking every day or whenever there was a release to find out what the latest mods were. But lately I've been just like, okay, mods dropped, what-de-do. Like, I don't really care. And I actually didn't find anything. Maybe 1 or 2 things. Some things I expected. Like 82 Studios' truck. and his Phoenix are both out. Yeah, whatever. I did download another JCB for this playthrough because we're doing a JCB playthrough on here. What else? A couple like quality of life mods that came out in the past month or so and that I didn't get because I'm lazy. One of them being Follow Me. So Follow Me is now out, which I'm excited for. I really enjoy using Follow Me. It's a little bit tricky to get going, but once you get used to using it, it's a lot of fun. And it does make harvesting single player better. I almost always play single player, so Follow Me is always a good one. And there were some other cool like quality of life mods that I was really surprised to see. There was a pallet spawning thing from Farming Agency, which will on any production prevent pallets from spawning. And there's been lots of people who try to come up with really creative ways to do that, myself included. Because it doesn't make sense to spawn stuff if you don't want them. And then not only that, when stuff spawns, you don't necessarily want to spawn everything. You just want to spawn one product. And there's no way to control that. So it's cool to see people coming up with creative solutions for that. Yes, it's PC only, but it is what it is. Some of my mods are either are or will be PC only, so it's part of the game. If you're writing a script, it's got to be PC only. But other than that, nothing that speaks to me. Lots of buildings and sheds and yada yada yada, but I typically don't play with buildings and sheds very much. I don't build custom farms frequently. I'll do every once in a while. I think we will build a custom farm on Frontier pretty soon. But like on this map, and for this series, the Can You Survive series, and as well as like other challenges that I do for myself, like the author intended challenge, I like to play with maps the way map authors make them. And I want to play the map for what it is, and play it for what it has. And so I like to play with the farms that are built the way they're built and find out how they're built and play with them that way. And so that's pretty exciting, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy to play that way. But because of that also, you know, I'm still waiting. We talked about this last time. I'm still waiting for the new and shiny, the net new, whatever you want to call it. I'm still waiting for a map, any map, to come out that is two things, at least two things. One being something net new, where it's not a map that's converted. We're still getting a lot of converted maps and a lot of converted mods. And I'm looking for those new uniqueness. And then the other thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for an immersive environment that preferably includes factory logic. So something that you're building, something that you're constructing, something that you're completing to move on to another stage, or some way of really diving deep into the factory logic. And maybe I have high standards, and maybe I'll just have to make what I'm thinking of in my head before it actually comes out on ModHub. And if I have to, I will. But yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for. I really want to see more factory-ish stuff. And we've gotten a few of them from Giants, but not many other modders have really latched on and built into the factory logic. You know, the same thing we're doing here with the temple, right? You know, that factory logic of you provide supplies over time and it slowly builds up that thing. Or kind of like a SnowRunner logic, right? Because they have that mechanic in SnowRunner where, oh, I'm looking for the SnowRunner mechanic. Actually, I want someone to make that. I want. Whoops. We're off our line. That'll cause problems later. I'm looking for someone to make a bridge that separates two parts of an island, and that you have to construct that bridge over time. Or maybe there's an overpass that runs over, like, above the fields across your map, but there's gaps in the overpass that you have to actually provide the supplies to fix. Or maybe you have a farm that the entire farm is a construction site, and you provide supplies to it, and it builds one building at a time, and eventually you have a whole farm. But you start off with the you know, the minimum you need, and as it builds up over time, slowly it adds to that farm and becomes more usable. I would love to see that kind of stuff, and I expect that we will at some point, but it's going to take modders doing it, so that is what it is. There's also been a few announcements off Mod Hub for some cool stuff, like there's a new animal mod that's coming out, which sounds pretty cool. I heard today that Terraform has finally been announced, released. I didn't really get that full announcement, or I haven't actually seen it in use yet, but supposedly Terraform is either here or almost here or something here. So Terraform's always a ton of fun. Yeah? I mean, obviously Terraform is, as it always is going to be PC only. Non-Mod Hub. But I did hear that Terraform was, or the first version of Terraform for FS25, whether it's a beta version or what, I don't know, was released today. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I'm pretty happy about that. Just because I think there's a lot of things you can do with Terraform that leads into the more construction side of this game, the simulation part of the game. You know, actually terraforming the land, but using construction equipment and having to haul away the dirt or haul away the stone or dig up to be able to go mining or dredge a river or whatever. All of those different things that people will do with Terraform, that you just can't do with the base game, but it does make sense. And it's fun to see people, how they use those tools and assets to make a more immersive experience. And that's what I'm looking for, is immersion. Exactly. Like Terraform with like roadcraft level construction projects in farm sim, to be able to like actually build your farm, including like flattening the land and digging out basements and yada yada yada, like all of those things, I think, to me, leads for so much immersion and so much more things to do, that I think it'll enhance the game for people who get into it. I think that's one thing we're missing, right? I think that while FS25 is a significant improvement in this kind of bullshit that we're looking at, this God rays and fog that never goes away, and you know, weather events and whatnot. But you know what? That's all that changed, and that's not really a substantial change. That is immersion, and I'll give it that. But that's all it is immersion. The farming experience hasn't changed at all. They haven't made it any better. In some ways, they've made it worse. So, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been playing very much, just because there's nothing that excites me. Even this challenge itself is going to be, I think, hard for me, because like we're only 6 months into the game and I'm already super bored of these maps, of the base game map, and I'm only on one of them, and I still have to play Riverbend and then whatever other map we decide on. But I'm already bored of it. Like, can I survive? Can I survive my sanity of playing this map continuously with one save through until FS28 or whatever the next one is? If I'm even still playing FS by that time, you know? Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure I will. I can definitely foresee in my future actively playing on and showing off my own maps. Like, I definitely see where my own enjoyment of the game is very contingent on things being exactly the way I want them. And I think the only way I'm going to get that is to do it myself. Which is fine. It just means it'll take longer. But I mean, every other map, if you look back at my catalog of live streams, I've customized every single map I've ever played on. Even Old Stream Farm. I didn't customize very much, but I did customize a few things on Old Stream Farm. I customized the hell out of Middleburg. I played on Middleburg for a long time in FS22. I customized Calmlands to fix a bunch of triggers and stuff like that were broken. Some of the maps that I helped get onto Mod Hub, like Blackwater Bottoms and Split Mountain Ranch, I helped customize those as well. And there's been other maps that I customized but never got a chance to play on. Like Westby, I customized the hell out of Westby and fixed so many crazy things with Westby. But all for naught, because I ended up not even playing it. Which is, you know, my own fault, I guess. Alright, let's stop here. Turn off, quit, and return it, because we don't have... Oh, well, actually, I'm going to leave it here just in case we decide to do more Sugar Beets today. I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. All right, we're back in the other JCB. I'm going to lean over the edge like this a bit. Like this. And we should be getting Sugar Beets. Yep. Now we're getting Sugar Beets. And it's filling up really quick. We're going to have to customize this and change the capacity. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm not even, like, one part of one headland, and it's already full. Yeah, fixing things is fun. I've learned so much about the game mechanics and modding in general just by fixing things that I thought were broken, but maybe weren't actually broken. Now, technically, I should be able to set up follow me. Like this, and like this. Let's try that. Nope. Hold on. Nope. I'll figure it out. Whoops, wrong button. Follow me, master. What? Look at that. First try. One of the other ones I used to like really... I spent a lot of time playing, and I never showed anyone this, but I did do follow me in this way in 22, which was playing on some of those Spanish maps, or European... not Spanish, South American maps that had the all the sugarcane fields, and then the Jatco sugarcane harvester. I don't know if you guys remember that one. The Jatco sugarcane harvester, which had the wipeout, and be able to get like a big... What are you doing? That's not the line you're supposed to be on. Come on. To be able to do sugarcane with a Jatco harvester and get it to work properly, it takes such hard work. And to be able to do it single player and to get the NPC to follow you and to be able to continue to unload is just It's so epic when you get it to work. Like this. This is like a 6 meter. I think this thing's a 6 meter width. I think. I have to look at it in the store. This one's weird because this harvester is weird because it's a 6 meter width, but it's got this like big overhang on the ends, like on the very very tip. So you have to, like, when you're lining up, you have to accommodate for the fact that there's a half a meter of space on the ends that's never going to get picked up. Like, it's not like a grain header that's getting 100% of the width. It's not full width. That's just something you have to know ahead of time. We could look real quick. I think if I go into the store, though, it's going to stop, so I'm just going to... Yeah, I agree. I agree, Mick. I know auto drive is out, is from what I understand. I think auto drive is out. I haven't played with auto drive in 25 yet. Yeah, it is what it is. I wish they would too, but there are ways to do it with auto drive, but you know, that takes effort to set up, more effort than I'm willing to spend on it. It is pretty fun. I remember when I first started playing FS25, the first time I played on one of DJ Modding's maps, not UMRV, but the one before it, Green Valley, I think it was. And I remember setting up an entire Green Valley Forex, and I remember setting up an entire auto drive network on that map. And setting up all the sell points, and then because the fields are so big, getting like a multi-harvester harvest on a massive field with 2 grain carts, like carting and like collecting the grain from the harvesters, so the harvester keep moving, and then having a semi that's, you know, has a spot where the grain carts are going to dump into a semi, and then having the semi auto deliver either back to the farm or to a silo or to a sell point. I always loved like the amount of work it took to set that up was unreal. But when it's working in concert and you can just sit back and watch the harvest happen is so cool. But it's it's sometimes not really worth all of the effort. It really isn't. Like, sort of is, but it's like, okay, I just spent 6 hours setting this up for a 2-hour harvest. What benefit did I get from this when I could have just done that same harvest in half as much time with no automation? You gotta ask yourself that, I guess. Howdy, y'all. Welcome in, JC. How's it going? We are good and going. We got Follow Me installed tonight and working, as you can see. It is worth it just to see it happen. I mean, this is worth it by itself. Just to see the worker driving around with his unrealistic capacity trailer and almost keeping up with the sugar beet harvester, not missing too much, basically keeping the harvester from getting full so I can just pretty much just not stop. That's super cool. Is the massive Ropa beet picker upper? Such a perfect name. The mouse, the Mao 5, or the mouse, the Ropa mouse. I don't know. Let's look. We can look. Uh, R for Ropa. 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 Yep. The Naro mouse. They have a Naro mouse. Nawa mouse. Does that mean narrow or a row based mouse? I've never seen this one before. Nawa row mouse. Looks like the same thing though. This thing's great for not just sugar beets, but also for that one's for sugar beets. And then there's another one. Oh, so this one is the one for sugar beets. And this one just you have to pull up this thing pulls it up and drops it on the ground, and this thing picks it up and drops into a trailer. This one is really awesome for silage. Like clearing out a silage clamp with that bad boy, super fun. Especially when you've got a couple million liters of silage and a massive silage clamp, and you've got like 3 or 4 trucks. You got one person just driving the mouse and keeping the arm thing going and like pointing into the trucks. And to clear out a silage clamp, you can clear out a massive multi-million liter silage clamp in 45 minutes with a good mouse driver and 2 or 3 trucks trucking it away somewhere. That's fun to do, especially in multiplayer. In single player, I don't see any purpose for that vehicle. That's definitely a multiplayer vehicle, because you can't get the AI to drive it, that's for sure. And it's really best used in a someone else doing the trucking. You can't do the trucking yourself with the mouse. That doesn't make sense. Then you're constantly just switching vehicles. You're in my way, dude. And I know that was my fault. Sorry. I've never seen that. Park in front of the train. I love this logic right here. The logic to actually get follow me, to realize that it's not following anymore, and to turn around and actually get back into play without having to mess with it. That's phenomenal. Like, that's just a phenomenal amount of coding. Why is my camera all messed up? There we go. Fixed. But after using Follow Me for a lot of projects, this is the best way to do it. Is to do these big, huge, wide looping turns. Doing it in a field is very hard. But you can do it with the right planning. What do we got so far? 100, almost 155,000 liters of sugar beets so far. Come on, catch up, dude. There you go. It empties out faster than it's coming in, which helps it kind of catch up if it gets behind. I'm just having fun watching Follow Me, like, try to keep up. I don't know why. It's very, very entertaining. And I wasn't even planning on installing Follow Me. I was like, I'm about to start my stream. Maybe I should check ModUp, see if there's anything that I should be installing that I haven't installed yet. And so I checked. And this is what I found. Yeah, go ahead, turn around. There you go. I'm looking at the grass too. That grass field right there, which is one of my only actual grass fields. And I'm thinking, because it's November right now, and the game has code in it that knocks back grass for winter. And it doesn't matter the growth stage, but it knocks it back to growth stage 2. So whatever the growth stage was, it'll knock it back to growth stage 2. But right now it's at growth stage 3, which means I could mow it, even though it wouldn't provide the greatest amount of output. It would be the 50% less output, or it should be, as long as Giants fix their damn game. But I haven't tested the lower output yet, but I've heard that it was fixed. I heard that they fixed it, so. It only took them 7 patches to figure it out. No biggie. They still haven't fixed the economy yet. I don't think they're ever going to fix it. Well, I mean, it's not that I need the grass, but I'm just going to make silage out of it, put it into a fermenting silo, and I'm going to be using that money to buy new properties. So if we look at our map, save, thank you. We don't own 43 yet. We're going to buy it right now. Buy. So we own this entire area here. This is our farm. And we might buy something like this. We have enough technically. This is the forest area, kind of just over the hill. But we basically own this entire corner. We might buy that eventually. Then the next thing to buy is to go towards some actual farming. So we might go here and get an actual, like a crop farm. So we're going to do like a regular harvester over here and do crop productions and maybe do some cows too, depending on what buildings are here on this farm. Or if I can find a way to fit a cow barn, maybe right here. I don't remember what's on this farm, but. And then also we're going to do, the third farm is going to be over here. And we'd have to buy this farm, which is right here, farmland 27. This one's only 108, so we could buy that one now and kind of get started over here. But it doesn't make sense to buy that without buying this one and buying this one. And I think I'm a little bit short for buying all 3. And then over on this side, we're going to do... This is going to be all, like rice. We're just going to do rice in rice fields. We're going to turn... These are into these rice paddies, and then we'll turn these fields. We'll try to figure out what to do for rice. So we'll have some stepped rice fields over here, and maybe one other crop. That's the intention. The new 500-foot mower from Max Rucker. Yeah. No, I believe that Chris and Riley have a 500-foot mower or a 50-meter mower. But, you know, I like my mower that I have here on this playthrough. And if I do anything, I might just upgrade to the Batwing. Because we don't have a Batwing on this playthrough. And it would make sense for me to use my own mower. But I enjoy the one we have. And I don't necessarily want to go to the unrealistic, completely like virtual mowing. I don't mind doing virtual pickup. Virtual mowing, I like the mowing action. So I might find another mower or mowers to use, but right now the amount of grass we have is mostly weird shaped fields, not big open fields, so. Bruce Wayne Industry moved. Yeah. Yeah, I think they have. They're piloting the new Batwing program. So you want to make a tight turn, you got to loop them out a little bit so that, and then turn slowly. Like just do this real slow. Real slow. Then line up again, and then wait for it to catch up with you. And that's how you get follow me to follow you through that tight of a corner. A Batwing from China. Yeah, my Batwing's not from China. It's from Gotham City. Duh. Yeah, Follow Me was the player of today for sure. It saved us all of that carting. And the need to just keep bringing our truck over to empty out. We still have one more pass to do on the outside. I think what we're probably going to do is this farm over here, we're just going to stick with the crops that we can harvest with this harvester. And which is going to be all of our root crops and all of our new crops like the peas and the green beans and the parsnips and all yada yada. I think that's what we're going to do. So this is going to be the only harvester over here. We're not going to get a regular harvester. And we still have to buy this thing. We're still leasing it, actually. So we'll probably return it until the next harvest season. Then hopefully by then we'll be able to buy it. Maybe by selling off all these sugar beets. So we got 250,000 liters of sugar beets, which I think is pretty substantial. And that's it for our sugar beet harvest. Look at that. It was only an hour. So this is a lease, actually. So we can quit. Let's look at our vehicles. Which I don't remember where they are. Where are they now? Didn't I download the mod for the shop thing? Thought I did. Okay. We've been leasing this for 3 months. And we're going to return it. That's it. Return. I'm done with it. And then the defoliator, return. Yep, I'm done with it. And there we go. Huh. The truck is still on follow me, so. How do you stop it? H. I'll drop off into my silos. Turned off. Let's turn this one on. Let's go mowing, because why not? Mowing's fun. So I just realized my time is still set to like nothing. Feels really weird driving this thing with a steering wheel. So it's November. We're gonna mow one more time. We're only gonna get a half mowing, but it should be more than enough. Get this truck out of the way. Actually, this truck should go across the map to get our loading wagon. Let's go do that. Let's go get the loading wagon quick. Oh my gosh. Get the sun in my face. It's redonkulous. Being a keyboard and mouse player for the longest time, never played with a joystick or a controller. Since I've been a keyboard and mouse player my whole career in Farm Sim, and in Farm Sim at least, it's really, really nice, the steering wheel, to be able to just like smoothly take those corners. And just, you know, makes me happy to just bust ass around the map in a JCB fast track, full speed, but to be able to smoothly go around corners and not see the like what you drive when you're driving with the controller or with the keyboard. You see the like the wheel jerking really bad. I love being able to like actually, it looks like I'm actually driving. That makes me happy. You almost plugged it in? You should. It's totally worth it. It's tons of fun. Except for that, look at that freaking the light reflection. Like, I've never seen that before. That's a cool effect. It's very realistic. Like the light glow from my rear windows because the sun's behind me. That's actually looks kind of cool. I've never seen that before. That is a cool lighting effect. That I've never seen. Hold on, I have to screenshot that. That makes me happy. Alright, let's make sure this is cutting. Yep, it's cutting. Oh, I have the ultras. I am in the ultra world. I didn't used to be able to use those settings, but I upgraded my machine recently. And So now I'm able finally to do the ultra. It's really hard to drive with the camera not behind me. The camera at a 45-degree angle makes this thing really hard to drive. This one is also pretty cool in cab too. The in-cab look for this one is pretty nice. Right? That's not bad. See the grass coming over the bar like that? It's pretty cool. And because I own all this land, now I can just mow everything. Collect everything. I mean, I'm not going to get that much from it, but, you know, every little bit helps. I think I'm like one of the only people who I've ever seen use this mower. I mean, it is my own custom version of it, but even like the base game one, no one uses it. Like, did you know you could ride on it like this? I mean, it has this, and it has this view, and you like folds. You can walk behind it, and it goes slow. But you can also do this, and it goes a bit faster. And because I am me, and I change everything that I ever use, my version goes 18 kilometers an hour instead of the normal something. See, look, all of this extra grass that would just go to waste. And now I'm going to use it. I still haven't updated the mower, though. I'm sorry. I haven't updated the mower yet to be a brush hog, too, because if you're driving through bushes with this thing, you're going to remove those bushes. Those bushes don't stand a chance. So I do need to update my mower at some point, this mower, to get it to remove bushes also. This was way more fun in cab, I think. Hey, Davies Farming, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We are mowing all the grasses for the last time because it's November. It's going to get knocked back at the end of the month. So we figured, why not just mow everything, collect that last little bit of grass, make that last little bit of silage. And when I say last little bit, you know what I mean. It's going to be like, you know, I want to say like 300,000 to 400,000 liters of silage. So it'll be money for sure. This is our new field. So we're going to get the most grass out of this field because this is all fully grown grass. Whereas the other stuff we've already cut at least once. So we're not going to get as much out of the other part. But this area we're going to get the most out of because we haven't mowed this before. It's just so weird to drive this with a steering wheel. This thing doesn't turn very well. I'm like, I have the full lock. And it's stuck. It's stuck on the road. Only way to get out of it is to lift it. Just to see the camera move like that, it's so cool. Alright, let's look at the map and see what we own. How did I adjust this? I did something with the map. So this is not, if you guys didn't know, this is not the standard version of this map. And as you can see, I own underneath the bridge a bit. I own underneath the bridge there. I own underneath the bridge there. This one goes up to there. Okay, so I own all the stuff under the bridge. So I can go pretty far under the bridge. And cut all that too. So that's where we're going now. Oh, I know where. I went up to the rocks. Okay. So there's a big pile of rocks in the middle here. That I can't really see because of all the weeds. They're here. I need to go in this view. I mean, this is me, right? I have to mow everything. I can't let anything not get mowed. Must mow all the things. Every bit of grass must be mowed. And the downside is because of the Giants' code, which I haven't been able to figure out. I hope to figure it out someday. Because of Giants' code, it doesn't allow tipping. Like, it doesn't allow you to, like, drop grass if you're underneath the bridge. And it's there so that the reason it's there is so that snow doesn't pile up underneath the bridge. But you'd still get snow underneath the bridge, so I don't understand why they did that. But I think that's why they did it. But I mean, no one ever said they were right. They're giants. They kind of do what they want. And in many cases, it's very strange. Okay, let's dump all this grass we're kind of keeping bundled up inside the mower. Because we can't dump. We're in here. Ah! Repaint the... Yeah, see, that's the thing, is I've tried. I did try. I repainted the tip collisions in the editor, but I think I would need to start a new save game for them to take effect. And I'm 2 years into playing. I'm not going to start a new save game now. But I did repaint the tip collisions. I did repaint those things, but it didn't work for some reason. And I was too excited to play and didn't spend enough time trying to fix it before starting to play. Because I started this series back when, 25 was released. Right? I've been doing this series for months now. Yes, we're only 15 episodes in, but I'm only doing like 1, sometimes 2 episodes a month. Oh, it's really hard to drive with this thing. If you guys could only see how much I'm like spinning the steering wheel. Fortunately, the steering wheel camera is not working. Drop the grass. Is it twitch? Yeah, this mower is twitchy on everything. But it's the smoothest on with the wheel. But it's twitchy on everything. And it also, like, gets caught if it's not perfectly flat. And, like, ends up going in straight lines and not turning when you want it to turn. I think that's just the coding of the two-wheel mower functionality, which isn't the greatest. As with everything with modding, there are some things that we can fix and some things that we can try our damnedest to fix, and eventually we just have to give up and be like, it's good enough. I'm going to move on and not spend my entire life trying to fix other people's problems. Right? So, I mean, this isn't even my map. If it was my map, I'd spend lots of time trying to fix things and make it perfect, make it look right, make it work right. If it was my map. But this is Giants' map, not mine. I just made it better. I made all the productions viable. I made the dairy downtown, which we will use. I made the dairy purchasable. Giants didn't want you to purchase it. They just wanted it to be a sell point, which is stupid. So I made it a production point. Long time ago. I almost have more fun, like, mowing these, like, in-between areas than I do mowing the fields. To me, this stuff is, like, is much more exciting. More entertaining. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I just... This kind of stuff, like this getting into the nooks and crannies, and, like, leveraging every bit of my land that I can. That's, like, one of my, like, things for most maps. Like, one of my biggest gotchas for modded maps is when the map doesn't let you own all of the land, or they put some kind of weird restriction on, like, merging fields or whatever because of the way that they did the unbuyable land. There's so many maps that are out there for 25 right now that you just can't finish playing. You can only play it the way the map author wanted it. You can never play it any other way. I just think it's a bummer. Personally, I think it's a little, I don't know, not short-sighted. That's not really the right way to put it. I think it's a bummer. I think this kind of stuff with a smaller mower like this is definitely fun, and it's as close to, like, what I've done in real life as I will get in the game, right? Because I don't own a tractor. I've driven a tractor once or twice, but I don't own a tractor. But I have used, you know, ride-on mowers, and I've used walk-behind mowers, and I've always wanted to use one of the standing mowers, one of those surf mowers, the Husker or whatever they're called, the surf ones. The name surf isn't the name of the mower. I don't remember what it is. I've always wanted to use one of those, but I've never done it. I don't have access to that land. Okay. Stick to the land you've mowed before, Josh. So this land, Did I mess up or something? I feel like I did own this land. Why is this not owned? Oh, I didn't. I did mess up. That's my fault. It's my fault when I edited the map. I was supposed to go right up to the things. I'll have to re-edit this map. Hey, Whiskey Creek Farms, welcome in, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. We are on Hutan Pantai, and we're mowing all the grass that Giants doesn't want us to mow. That's what we're doing today. All of this grass, all of this land here, the base game doesn't want you to mow or own or do anything with. As far as they're concerned, this should be untouchable. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that, so I made it all mowable. Because that's how I roll. Because I have a just innate need to just mow everything. And of course, we'll pick all this grass up. Why does the camera keep being dumb? .7. I should use this spot of land right here in between the poles. Put down some more greenhouses or something like that. It's pretty flat land. Not perfectly flat, but pretty flat. Instead of just using it for more mowing, I should actually do something with it. The cool thing about this mower is it works pretty well with GPS, as you can see. Keeps a line pretty good, pretty well. Keeps a straight line, does nice rows. So Whiskey, you weren't in earlier. Whiskey, you and Davies, you got to answer my question from earlier, which I was asking Mick and others who were in the chat before. Are you guys excited at all about the new DLC? Personally, I think it's a cop-out. I don't think they're... I think they added Ford to get all the fanboys to be happy, but they're not really adding Ford as far as I'm concerned. They're adding a versatile skin. It's like they're adding a versatile Ford skin. They're not actually adding Ford. I think it's totally a cop-out. But, you know. Yeah. Hey, Trio. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. We're having some fun mowing, which is, you know, my next favorite thing to do. But we are getting... This thing is only 4.4 meters. So maybe next year we at least upgrade to a Batwing. Whether we go bigger than the Batwing, we'll see. I haven't modded any other mowers, so we'll see if anyone comes out with anything cool. I wouldn't mind getting a pair of the Kong skilled ones. The Kong skilled ones, which are a total of 13 meters, I believe. If I remember correctly. Those ones are pretty big, as far as mowers are concerned. And a 13-meter swath would get a lot of this grass quickly. Whiskey, what? She started streaming on her own? Interesting. I did not see that. I am subscribed to her, but I haven't been watching on YouTube very much lately, so that's it. I did see that she was playing multiplayer with Why Not frequently, and I've seen a bunch of their streams where she was part of the stream, but it's part of Why Not stream, not Dust Bunny stream. So I didn't know she was streaming on her own. That's really good to know. I'll have to make sure that I try to set up the alerts or notifications now that I know she's streaming, and so I can make sure to catch those streams. So I'm sure that'll be awesome. What the heck? My wheel just shut off. Like, powered down. Gotta mow everything. I really gotta get the brush hog thing on here. That's gonna be my next goal. Get the brush hog thing code on here and release VPW. Those are my next two goals. Scroff was there? Yeah, Dust Bunny's always been a really big Scroff supporter, so it's really awesome to see that she was streaming. That he's supporting her as well. It's pretty late for UK time too, isn't it? Like right now is pretty late for UK. Someone who lives in the UK. Hold on. Let's zoom in a little bit. No, wrong button. This is the view I want. I want the what's that game called? Vice City. What's that game called? GTA. Like the GTA cam view. This is really close cam view. Where it's not really a follow cam, but it's much closer. Why is this so much fun? I'm sorry, you guys are probably bored out of your mind. You're like, what are you doing, Josh? That's so stupid. Like, if this was me in real life, I would be having the time of my life. Messing around with a mower like this, just like trying to make ends meet and mow as much grass as possible, I would be having so much fun. I got to use my cousin, brother-in-law. No, my brother-in-law's. He has a Kubota tractor. I don't even know what kind of Kubota tractor it is. It was before I was playing Farm Sim when I got to use it. And I got to use his tractor, and with the big, like, brush hog mower on the back. And it was a Batwing style brush hog too. This was before Farm Sim, before I played Farm Sim, I should say. And it was so awesome. Oh, yeah, Whiskey. Sorry, you said ideal map. What map was she playing on? I own all the land, don't I? I guess I don't own that. Oh, hey, Brennan. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. How is things going, Brennan? When is your map? Are you actually submitting any of your maps to ModHub? I've been looking out for yours and Matt's map, hoping that they're gonna hit ModHub soon. I know T-Bone's map hit, but Matt's map hasn't hit yet. I'm surprised. I was looking forward to seeing that map and touring it. Alma? Nice. Alma's a good map. If you like that kind of thing. I don't, but for most people will like Alma. If you like American style maps. I wasn't really much of a fan. Another pass, make sure I can turn around, and then we can do our big long straight lines on the field that we are actually out here to mow. Right now we're just getting all the extras. Which is equally fun. Nice! Oh, thanks for the update, Brennan. That's great news. He already has another one impending? Wow, you guys are so fast. Is he putting out Blue Spruce Ridge? Or I forget the name of it. Blue Pine Ridge or Blue Spruce Ridge or something? And did Nuclear submit his, or is he planning on it? Elwell River Valley or whatever it's called. I gotta keep up to date with the Shanty Boys happenings better. I'm sorry about that. I've been very busy. And I've been very busy not playing Farm Sim, too. So it's not like I'm playing the game. I've been very busy not playing the game. Intentionally. Oh, not busy at work? Yeah. I'm also equally busy at work. I haven't been playing the game, and when I have free time, it's usually either spending time with family or playing a little bit of Icarus. I've been having fun with that game lately, too. Well, this has been fun. We made it through to the end of our second year in game. We now own the majority of this area, this whole area that we're in. Everything from the highway over we own, which is great to see in a good progress in the overall realm of what we're trying to do. And we're 2 years in, and now it's time to start on our next farm. And so maybe we go back to the the new farmer farm, the starting farm, and we kick that off, and we do some rice and some long grain rice and some whatever, and go from there. The only downside with that area is you have to, with the rice fields, you have to do it in stepped fields. And that part of the map is horrible for stepped fields, so I don't know what we're going to do over there. I think it was Nuclear actually. Nuclear Salmon, he did, when he played that area, he made some pretty crazy stepped fields in that area just to be able to do rice. Which is what I was thinking of doing, but I don't know if that's actually what I want to do, right? Maybe. Not sure yet. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, we're only playing this like once a month or so, so we're just kind of taking it slow. And then we're probably gonna hold off on the square by square challenge on Frontier. We'll keep it going for a little bit. I want to harvest those first couple fields, but I think I might stick to the amount of land we have now. Get into some Nexats, get into some big fields, big equipment, and then call it. And then get used to this view, because my next plan is to torture myself. I don't know why that's a plan, but it is. The next plan is to torture myself and go into Poligny and play first-person view manual attach on Poligny with some interesting equipment and raise some livestock, which I haven't really done very much, and I'm looking forward to. And Poligny's got plenty of livestock fields and lots of grass to mow, and that sounds right up my alley. I love about this mower is it's so easy. It's actually one thing I really like about this mower is it's so easy to just do a complete 180 turnaround with this mower. So easy. My favorite map is... I don't have one. I will honestly say that I do not have a favorite map for FS25 yet. The Giants maps are, they're okay. They're not bad. They're visually appealing. But there's also stuff that I don't like. I don't even have a top map yet. I have a few maps that I enjoy, that I like the look of. And if I ever spent the time to play them, I would actually play them, but there hasn't been anything that really strikes my fancy yet. A lot of the maps that I like so far are all going to be stuff that's been converted. Couple of my favorites so far, which all have their own issues, but my favorites so far, I was a big fan of Rancho Fundo. I didn't get to play that in 22, and I'm a big fan of South America maps. I feel like Rancho Fundo there was a big release bug with it, and I think it lost some steam because of that. There's also the Mapitoba map, which is another South America map, which, again, had a release bug that made it less than fun to play on, specifically around grass. And if it has a grass problem, I'm going to be offended, right? Those are my two South America maps, I'd say. Two ones that stand out for me for South America maps. What else? One of my favorites that's not on ModHub, but is on one of those third-party sites that I really want to play, and I just haven't had time to play, and this mower is going to be primary focus of that map, is Three Chairs, which I've been following their development. It seems like it's a new map maker, and he's been continuously updating the map. I haven't looked at it to see where it is, but I like that map a lot because it has very, very steep hills, which is one of my go-tos. One of the other converts that I'm going to be playing Poligny. I never got a chance to play it in 22, and I'm looking forward to playing it in 25. I never got to play Oberschwaben, which is, from what I understand, is a regular-sized map, but it really, it's one of the few maps that really feels like a 4X map, but it's only a regular-sized map, which is surprising. When I realized that for the first time, that it was only a regular map. I was like, what? No way. And I had to go check it. And it is. But Oberschwaben by Yogi, or Jogi, Jogi, is, again, one of my things. And what I look for in maps, I look for, number one, I look for non-square fields. That's my number one. If a map has square fields, I'm not even going to look at it. Almost guaranteed. Why is this not working? There it is. I can't stand boring square fields. I like maps that contour to the land. So a map that follows the path, the land itself, and hugs the curves and boundaries and corners of the way the land is set up. That's the kind of map I like. And to that end, I also am I really don't like flat maps. This map is on the border of too flat. I like maps with hills, lots of hills. I like the more hilly and the more challenging, the better. I really like hilly and challenging maps. And so at least giving me some rolling hills makes me happy. I'm not a fan when maps don't have rolling hills or don't have some kind of terrain challenges. That's one thing that I always look for. And I don't have any particular weight, whether it's American map or UK map or a German map or whatever. I don't have any say in any of that. I don't care one way or the other. I think the one thing that we haven't seen very much of, and I'm looking forward to more people coming up with, and I'm planning on doing a map in this realm, but more Asian maps. Hutan Pantai is like still the only Asian map. Even people who have reused Hutan Pantai for their own maps, like Eastern Shores or something like that, I think, by Taz, FSG Taz, turned this, what is Asian map, into an American map. You get like the same land contours and whatnot. And I think we need more Asian maps. I haven't really seen very many, if there are any at all. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, I did more than one tour of Three Chairs, actually. Because I really like that map. And I have an idea of a full playthrough for that map. But I just honestly haven't been in the mood to play Farm Sim lately. And I also want to do that as a recorded series. And I've been, just before the release of 25, I started a new job. And that new job has more time commitments than my old job did. Which means just less time for being able to record and make recorded content. And so, because of that, I'm not playing the map that I wanted to play for the recording for the map that I wanted to play. If that makes any sense. Like, I just haven't played the map because I haven't recorded, and I don't have time to record, so I don't play the map. And I don't play the game at all. So, I've been playing another game, and I think once I finish off what I'm trying to do in that other game, I'll probably get back to modding and map making and whatnot, but I needed a break, especially after all of the drama that I went through in 25 to get my mods, the first couple of mods onto ModHub. I needed a break. I needed a break from the drama, a break from the stress, a break from the Giants craziness. But I'll be back, don't you worry. Y'all are still there. Still trying to find solutions for the couple of minor bugs that people have found with contract boosts. It still has a problem with certain people on certain dedicated servers and certain other conflicts with other mods. I'm still trying to work those out, but it's one of those things like I'm just shooting at a target that's 2 miles away with a blindfold. and a handgun. It's not easy. And I've been also helping a few friends and fellow content creators test their maps. So I do have multiple people whose maps are coming out and will be submitted to ModHub and or released on third-party platforms that I've been helping testing and providing in-depth map testing level feedback to those people. And that's something that I love to do and something that I will continue to do. If you have a map that you're working on and you want feedback, or you want me to tour it on one of my map tours, let me know. Happy to do it. I love seeing new maps, and I will give you honest feedback. If you're looking for some hey bro feedback, I'm not your man. I won't do the hey cool map bro, thanks for letting me play it. That's not my level of feedback. And as a map maker, that's not really effective feedback, so I'm going to tell you like it is, or tell you how I see it. Maybe that'll help you make your map better. So if that's something you'd like to do, let me know. I'm happy to test for you. I'm happy to be a tester. And I'm looking forward to new maps coming out. I'm looking forward to everyone, the map makers around me, trying new things, learning new skills. And if I can potentially show or share some of what I know to help anyone around me to learn, please reach out and let me know. But that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm at the end of my time. I've got a little bit more mowing to do. And we will continue mowing this massive field. And then we're going to have to pick it all up and go from there. But for me, that's going to be it for me tonight. I want to say special thank you to everyone who has been in the chat, been participating, and a very special thank you to all of the supporters, to all of my AI members, to the people who invest in this channel through memberships or donations. Why did this suddenly just go off in a random way? Thank you, everyone, for all your involvement. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me and keeps me going and keeps me active, keeps me participating in the community, and your support keeps me, really truly keeps me going. So thank you very much. And thank you for everyone who is willing to support in any way possible, whether it being a member or just liking the video, sharing it with your friends, hitting the subscribe button, or even reaching out to me on Discord if you have any questions or something I can help you with. I've got dozens of people who communicate with me on a daily basis, asking me questions. Hey, what do you think? Or how do I do this? Or what's the way to do this? Or why doesn't this work? You know, let me know. If I can help you in any way, I will. If I can't, I'll redirect you to someone who can. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch everyone next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.